Keith! Keith! What? Danger zone.
Warning. The following podcast is another wasted hour. Warning. The following podcast is another wasted hour.
I'm so wasted!
Nope, it's still not that kind of wasted. Seriously, we've got to fix this. This is not black tar heroin lives matter, because that would be wrong and insensitive and offensive.
Wait a minute, isn't that what we are?
Yeah, well, that's a good point. No, it's more like we're going to be a huge waste of your time, like apparently requesting any kind of government investigation. Instead of that useful, productive hour, it will be replaced with two ignorant, uninformed, ill-advised, self-deprecating morons ranting about opinions that they have no right to have, which are probably wrong, and whose lives definitely do not matter. It's just true. It's okay. Live with it. With that said, if for some god-awful reason you enjoy wasting the precious little time you have left on this earth, like reading a Tumblr argument about if a polished malachite stalagmite could be used as a dildo.
What the fuck?
Yes. Yes, it can. But it isn't recommended for vaginal use due to the antibacterial properties of dissolved copper in it. Search for another wasted hour on all social media sites and share, follow, mention, like, and review us. Also, do us a solid and please subscribe to Another Wasted Hour on iTunes and Google Play and review us there too. Now, you know why you're here. I'm Keith. Across from me is my co-host Victor. Victor, why the hell are you here?
All this warm weather is making me all terrible congested because the world thinks it's spring. It's goddamn February. You're doing it wrong. I'm going to fly south now. Goodbye, Keith.
You're going to be like a duck?
I'm going to be like a penguin. I'm flying way south.
They don't even fly.
Yeah.
So you're going to do it really badly?
Yeah, I'm going to fly really I'm going to fly about as well as a penguin does.
Just
all the way to the south goddamn pole.
I am so disappointed in this year because I don't know if you're aware of this, Victor, but I was raised in Hawaii. I know that sounds like I'm making something up, but it's true. So then I came here to the East Coast, which was basically overall a disappointment in every single way except one.
Me.
One. Okay, two. There were two reasons. And one of those major reasons was snow. We got snow. I never got snow as a kid. This year, none. We've had like one dusting of snow. It's been more warm weather than we've actually had cold weather or snow.
See, I come from the other side.
Yeah?
I was born in New York.
Uh-huh.
Syracuse, New York. Like,
sure.
Even more north than the New York that people think of.
Right.
And yeah,
more New
I had
York
to go
than
to
New York?
school when like the snow was higher than me. I was like 5, couldn't climb above the snow, and the bus is leaving without me. You
You're
know,
like, fuck this.
right? No, I loved it. I loved it.
You did.
I loved the snow, and
Oh,
then
it's
I
great.
come here, and it's like it's my favorite thing. Disappointment. You know?
Yeah.
God damn it.
And we had it like, what was it, last year, the year before? We got like, it was last year. We got like 3 feet of snow. Remember that?
It was like the coldest winter on record, while
Yeah.
the rest of the United States had like a scorcher.
I know. And we were like, this is awesome.
We finally caught up. We were a year behind.
Yay, global warming. We get snow. Oh, no, it's global warming now.
Yeah. On average, this is still like normal, you know?
Yeah, that's very true.
Anyway, so Keith, other than my misery, why are you here?
I am here to bring forth the plague, to rid the world of this plague known as hard tacos. They are bullshit.
You shut your goddamn mouth.
Don't you even
right
start
now.
with me.
I will end you.
No, look, Taco Bell basically gives them away because they're such shit. It's just like,
Well, you're not wrong.
yeah, every time they're like, oh, did you want some nachos or like a quesadilla? Here, have a hard taco. We don't care. Nobody buys them because they're terrible. You know what hard tacos are? 10 minutes away from soft tacos. That's what they are. They all want to be soft tacos. Just let them be soft tacos and we'll eat them.
I like hard tacos.
But they're only good for like 10 seconds. You have
gotta
to
eat them in
literally
10
open.
seconds.
You have to eat them as they hand them to you through the window of your car. It has to go straight into your mouth. Otherwise, it's no good.
Right. Remove from wrapper, place directly in toilet. I
Yeah.
forget who said that? But
It's just how have they not? They've been able to make taco shells out of Doritos chips, but they haven't been able to put some type of liner of just out of lard. We can just use lard. That prevents things from getting wet, right? It's like an oil. We just put lard on the inside. It would make everything delicious and it would stay crunchy.
And it's about the same amount of nutrition.
I have no problems with it. Why are we still running into a world where we have to eat softish tacos?
Right. We put a man on the moon. Why can't I call somebody while you're on the internet? God damn it.
Right. This isn't hard. Just make the taco hard for longer. It should be able to stay crispy. I'm not putting it in milk like a cereal.
Hey man, sometimes it's difficult to stay hard. One in 5 tacos struggle with it, okay?
Well, I'm glad you've asked me what is plighting me in the world right now. But there's somebody else in the room that I think we need to hear from.
He's been looking around like, I don't know what to do.
He's full of regret right now. He's like, why did I do this? This is so bad. So in studio, we have John Curry. He is from Turtle Recall, who is the pop punk phenomenon from the DC area. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yes, pull that mic nice and tight. Yeah, make it uncomfortably close.
Yeah. Get in
that's
his face.
So tell us about you. Why are you here this week, John?
A guy named Guido made me be here, I think.
He forced you?
Yeah,
Now,
sort of.
Guido's another band member, right?
Yes, sir.
It's
Yes.
not just a random, like, stereotypical person that we're making up.
You're going to be on the show, SA.
That's not Guido. No, that's the wrong one.
Sorry.
It is his real name, though.
You're going to be on this show
That's
right
not
now.
it either. God damn it.
You shut your mouth. I am talking.
It's more European. You're sort of more of a European
I
thing.
peed before the show started.
Oh, all right. Fine.
Yeah, you walked into that one.
Yeah. All right. So tell us a little bit about Turtle Recall. What does that entail? I see pictures with a lot of strange instruments. I see quite a diverse cast of people. What's your sound? What do you do with the band? And what are you here to tell us about this week?
Well, primarily I'm here to promote Black Cat next Friday.
Not the club, but when you're going to be at it.
Right.
Not
right.
just
I mean,
like,
no, it's
the
a
Black
fine
Cat's awesome.
establishment, but yes. Particularly when we're there next Friday.
Which is the important time. So since people could listen to this at any point in time in history, because it is a podcast, what is the date of
That's
your
March
release?
3rd.
March 3rd.
Yeah.
Okay. And what are you doing on March 3rd?
We're releasing a new single
Great.
called DC Tour Company.
And I think we have that here on the show. So if people are interested in listening to it, they can forward to the 1 hour point of this show and take a listen to the new single from Turtle Recall. And are you doing that show with anyone?
Yes, we are with Run Come See and the North Country. So we're looking forward to a pretty big show with them. And main stage, I don't know why they gave us the show.
So upstairs, like the big deal.
Yeah, I think Bon Iver canceled. I'm not sure.
They were like,
I'm not sure why they called us. It's not like we do anything important.
Someone must have died.
we're in a pinch.
He did.
Does anyone not have a lot of preference for what we do to them? Yes, we know the people. And so if people haven't already forwarded and listened to your music at the end of the show here, can you tell us a little bit about it? What would you call yourselves, like theme-wise? What's the instrumentation?
Sure. Well, the weird instrumentation you might have been referring to is a fiddle. There's a fiddle in the band.
Yeah, it's weird. It's
But
weird.
we're a rock band.
Never seen one of those before.
I thought I saw a really big fiddle too. Is that in some of the pictures?
I don't think so.
No, I
mean,
thought I
my
saw
first instrument was bass fiddle, was string bass, but that doesn't make an appearance.
No,
anymore,
it
I
doesn't.
don't think.
Okay.
No.
Maybe it was just a shrunken one. So you have a fiddle, but the music itself is kind of an edgy pop punk kind of thing, I think, right?
Yeah, there's definitely a punk influence. Guido, and Aaron grew up big into punk.
Yeah.
And so I'm more of like a classic rock guy, but
Gotcha.
There's definitely a punk thing there, especially in the syncopation and the drums and bass that we like to,
Yeah, you definitely feel that, but it still has the pop sensibilities. Like there's a melody to it, and there's kind of a catchiness to it that you wouldn't get in traditional punk, which is just like, give me drugs, right? Isn't that a song? I made it.
Pretty sure it's exactly a song. So how many members are in your band?
there's 6 of us these days. Yeah.
That's a full stage right
Yes,
there.
yes,
if
it
each
is.
of you has a giant fiddle.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Man.
like the opposite of a punk band. Usually, like a punk band is like 2.5 people, right? Like it's
Two
like,
and a half people.
Yeah, one guy who's got like no legs. He's like, I play bass. And, like,
The average
you're like,
American
awesome.
family has like 2.3 kids, something like that.
And the
so-
point three is always in a punk
Right.
band.
He's the member of the punk band.
But you guys have, it's like a mixture of Arcade Fire and punk is what you guys have.
Drummer only has one arm.
Yeah.
All the people on stage. Awesome. So March 3rd, you guys are going to be doing a single release. Again, if you forward to the end of this particular show, you can hear the song that they're actually going to be releasing. Where are you guys out of, by the way? Is it DC?
Yeah, we're local. I mean, I live in Arlington. A couple of the other kids live in DC. But yeah, we're
Do you
here.
practice in DC? Because it seems like there's no space in DC to actually practice.
No, we practice at Guido's house now in Falls Church. We used to practice at my house, but I pawned it off on him now, so I get to live a life now.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna try some zaniness, if you don't mind. And I don't know if you've seen the show before. Well, you've never seen the show because it's a podcast. I don't know if you've listened to the show before.
I guess we're the only ones who've seen the show.
Technically, I guess it's the only one that we've ever seen. Because now you've seen it. And what we're gonna do is actually go into what we like to call, well, what I like to call, and then I never say it right, but but it's the part that Victor says better. So I'm going to leave it up to you, Victor. What is it?
This is the weather report. We throw some headlines and news stories at you, and you decide whether or not
They're
they
fake
should
news.
actually be news.
If they're fake
If
news.
they're fake news, again, man, you just always hit close to home. That's too soon. It's raw in
all
my mind
fake
right now.
news, and then you decide if it's more or less fake news.
Right. Well,
that's really what it's going to come down
I'm
to.
going to open with, let's see, on February 21st, an escaped bull that was captured by police died several hours after transport. But I imagine this is in Queens. An escaped bull in Queens was hanging out with, last week we talked about a bobcat that escaped from the zoo. The week before that, we talked about a koala that escaped from the zoo and some sort of a red panda.
Yeah, red panda.
I'm pretty sure they were all hanging out.
We apparently shouldn't have zoos anymore. We're not good at it as human beings. We're now just letting everything out into the world.
Right. It's just he romped through Queens for a while. They caught him, and he was like, "I don't want to live anymore."
I think nobody noticed.
They separated
like,
him from his friends. He's dead.
I think nobody even noticed. They were like, "Is that a bull? Ah, it's fine. It's Queens."
Yeah.
That reminds me of actually, I had a story when we were touring up in New York. We played a place up in the Bowery, which is in Manhattan.
Is it about a loose bovine?
It's sort of. So we were standing there outside of the venue at the time. I think it was Arlene's Grocery that we were sitting in front of, waiting for it to open so we could load stuff in and everything. We'd done our long trip from DC. And we're talking, and we're like, yeah, it should happen anytime, just hanging out. We got good parking, right? And we saw like 4 guys dressed entirely in white, but with colored bandanas around their necks, run from around the corner across our view and then back around the other corner. And we're like, what the hell? And there's like, ah! And they're running in the street. And we're like, what the? And so they come around the corner. They get about halfway across our view. And then we see somebody in a blow up bull costume run after them. And it's going, "Arr!" And they ran by. That was it. There was no explanation. It was just New York being New York.
See, I come from a different culture than you do, Keith.
Yeah.
They would run by, and you'd see me out in front of them. I'd be like, whatever they're running from, I ain't getting caught by it. I'm out of here. You guys are looking around for an explanation. I'm gone.
Right. It must be serious.
This shit's getting real, man.
So
what do you think, John? News, not news, qualifies for, national.
I mean, the bull wasn't red, was it?
No,
Was
it was
it a-
not. Oh,
did it have wings?
Did not have wings.
Did it fly south for the winter?
What do you think?
No, it's sure. Yeah. Animals get out. That's exciting.
Generous.
That is
generous.
Yeah, no,
I dig it. I'm smelling what you're stepping in. Well,
I
I'm
agree.
not smelling anything right now, but whatever.
Well, this just in, Victor.
Oh God.
I have a report of a parkour mishap which left a tall, thin man stuck in a downtown Denver chimney. It doesn't get worse than that, right? You think he was like, parkour! I'm doing parkour! And
Thunk.
and he's like, parkour.
So he just. How does that even happen?
I think what he went for is he tried to like jump over the lip of it and then hand slipped and just right in. And if you're thin and there's a tiny opening, you should be more careful.
I hope he stuck like legs first.
You hope. Yeah. I don't. Apparently the picture is pretty good. So, but I would never have this particular issue, which is the nice thing, right? Because I'm fat. And so I would just get stuck like waist deep and I'd be good to go, right? There's no way at that point I would have any issue at all. Here's a picture of the gentleman. This is good for a
Wow,
podcast.
that guy he looks rough, man.
Yeah.
He looks rough.
Nothing's better than a podcast than showing people pictures on the internet.
Yup.
It doesn't show if he was head first or not, but his head's pretty bashed up.
It's beat up. Yeah, he went down head first.
You think
if he was
so?
like trying to get his hands on the lip and he just slipped, thunk, yep. Head first.
If you were his friend and you just saw him go under, you leave, right? I mean, like at that point, you're like,
Oh no, I'd sit there and hang out. I'd go like I knock into people's house and walk in, be like, hey man, you good up there? We're gonna order some food. You want anything?
you just start
We'll
peeing.
get it up to you with a stick or something.
You just start peeing down the chimney. Like, stop it! Stop doing that! I'm parkouring down here.
Rude.
So John Curry of Turtle Recall, our official judge of the night. Is that news or not?
No, it's sad. It's embarrassing. But unfortunately, I think it lends too much credence to the sport of parkour. They're going to be like, oh, it's just dangerous now. Like you look what can happen.
If you've ever
Like,
Gotta
gone
make
on
rules against parkour. Good luck catching the guy.
if there's
Although that guy doesn't really need it. You don't
Got
need
him.
to chase him very far.
Although I think if you've ever been on the internet for more than about 10 minutes, you know parkour is dangerous.
Yeah.
It's all a matter of skill. If you're not good at parkour, it's very dangerous.
Yeah, you don't last very long.
It's like, I'm going to jump over this wall. Oh, he has no teeth now.
Yeah, that guy's face is completely flat.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So speaking of people who are stuck in one place, that was incredibly, really, really inappropriate. You'll know why in just a moment.
I'm so excited.
Ryanair, which is a discount airline in the UK.
Yeah, Ryan's cheap.
It's
Let's be
very,
real.
very cheap.
Fucking Ryan.
So this is how cheap they are. Apparently, they didn't have a really good way to get a wheelchair-bound woman into their plane. So they politely asked her, they said, it would be much easier if you just went up the stairs for us. And she said,
Well, what
"No-
does she do?
No, I'm in a wheelchair."
That's just inconsiderate of her. Take the stairs. It's lazy.
Right, so lazy.
People in wheelchairs have this sense of entitlement that I just can't believe. We got to make ramps for them,
I
special
know.
parking spaces.
They have to be able to get in things and do stuff.
Do stuff that people do?
Yeah.
Nah.
So apparently the pilot said, "Hey, look, we're running late. If you don't get off your ass and get up these stairs, we're leaving without you." And then they did.
You serious?
It's not even like a threat. Like, you're like, I'm gonna pull this car over. No, he was like pulling the car over. He's like, get out, kids, get out. You're not my kids anymore. That's the guy who was apparently piloting this plane.
Wow.
And then if it doesn't get any worse than that, so at that point you're already like, holy crap.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Apparently this woman who's at the gate is now distraught because her vacation's ruined.
She can't
Right.
get on the plane.
They can't get on the plane because they won't like bring her up the stairs or get a ramp or
How
whatever.
heavy can she be? Come on.
Just yeah. There's I know for a fact that when they get the luggage in, there's a little ramp there that they throw the luggage on. So she at least could have gotten into the belly. Right? I mean, they could have at least offered that. And they didn't even offer
They
that.
charge her $50 for checking a bag.
The bag was me. I already had a ticket. So here she is distraught, crying at the gate, and they go, we should just give her some time. Give her a little, just
Give
leave
her
her
some
alone
space there.
for like 3 hours.
They left her on the tarmac for 3 hours?
No, it was at the gate.
Oh, at the gate. Okay.
But they just were like, she'll be all right. Just let her cry it out.
Yeah, it's like that kindergartner that's throwing a tantrum. You just ignore him until he realizes he can negotiate.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they've done to a woman in a wheelchair. Is that news or not news, John Curry?
Unfortunately, yeah, they're going to get killed over this, man. I mean,
they should
and if
literally
you-
be killed.
If
for
you
it.
get her in the baggage compartment, isn't there a pressurization issue still there?
It's a
Isn't
little
it not
cold.
the same as the cabin?
Dude, she's already got a wheelchair. How much more entitlement do you want from this one? You want air pressure? You want
heat?
air that you can breathe?
right?
Heat? Yeah. Heat too? Come on.
Ah. The nice part is because of the air pressure thing is it gets a little cold, right? And the air gets a little thin, but a few minutes into it, you pass out because there's not a lot of oxygen. So you don't even notice how cold.
Best sleep you ever had.
Yeah, exactly. You're welcome.
And then you're not crying at that point either.
Exactly.
And I guarantee there's not going to be some snot-nosed kid kicking your chair 268 times per hour.
And if you do cry, the tears don't get everywhere because they freeze. So
Perfect.
it's winds all around, essentially. So you say it is news because this is going to go
Sure.
absolutely ballistic.
Sure.
Great.
I'm surprised it's not bigger already.
Well, I got a good one for you. The Department of Education fumbles apology for misspelling W.E.B. Du Bois' name. And then they tweeted, and they fucked up in the tweet, too. They misspelled the word apology.
So
Yeah.
twice.
The Department of Education
Awesome.
misspelled a famous writer's name and then misspelled apology when they said they were sorry.
And this was just days after the new Secretary of Education took over, right?
Yeah. You've got the headline,
Yeah.
and then you've got a picture of her. And she's going like,
You're welcome.
I know what you're thinking.
I didn't do it.
Hours apart. They fucked up that twice.
That's the word that you should absolutely know how to spell is apologies.
Apology. She could have gone with my bad.
Right. Because if you don't know how to do that, you're just going to run into a lot more problems.
Well, my favorite part is that there's no way to tweet from an analog source. There is no thing without spell check.
right.
Come on.
So there was a squiggly line under it, and they were like, it's fine.
What's the squiggly line? Fuck, I sent it.
Or there wasn't a squiggly line because they always spell it that way. They were
Right.
like, add to dictionary.
Cha-ching.
We are the Department of Education. We know best.
Right, we spell how the fuck we want to spell.
It could have already been added. That's the problem.
That's it. Yeah. Somebody else was like, I got this.
This ain't even the first time they've misspelled that word. Yeah.
Right.
I hope that they changed their entire process at the Department of Education, and from now on, instead of apologies in tweets, they just send sad.
Apologies.
Yeah, they just send sad trombone noises.
Womp womp womp.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so is it moi? Oh, this is so good.
Yes.
Oh, just
What
for
you
the
got for
record,
us,
you're
Pete?
gonna love this. Let me ask you guys a question. I'm gonna preface this with what I think is a very important question. Do you guys game at all online? Do any online
bit.
gaming or anything?
A little bit back in the day. Not
You've heard of these two graphics cards, right? There's a company called NVIDIA, right? There's a company also called AMD.
I know what a graphics card is.
Right. And people are fairly passionate about which one is better.
Right.
You know, it's
I'm
kinda-
definitely really leaning towards the, what were they again?
Yes. So here's a story. Let's forget about that just for a moment. I'd like to take you on a journey, right? To Russia.
Hold on.
Yes.
I'm gonna need a.
That is a Russian sound, I'm guessing.
I am set to go, Keith.
all right.
Let's do this.
So Alexander Torfomov, I think that's how you'd say
Okay.
it. I'm not sure. He's 37. He hacked his friend to death with a knife.
Oh, literal hack.
Yes. After hitting him twice in the head, his friend, Evgeny Lilin, died instantly as the result. The murderer was so offended at the victim, he stabbed his body 11 times after he died.
Wow. Over
Because he believes that the NVIDIA card is better than the AMD card and could not stand the fact that this man disagreed with him.
You know what? In that case, I'm just going to agree with that guy.
Right.
You know?
NVIDIA. That sounds good.
Yeah.
We'll do that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Word.
How many screens per second? What is there a flicker rate? I don't know any of it, but I
It
really
seems
like
to run
yours.
on some kind of electricity.
Yeah. Is there some dimension that it does, or
Yeah.
whatever you said is good.
All
Let's go.
16 colors or whatever.
Here's what I know. I don't know if the AMD or NVIDIA cards are better, but I do know that the AMD card doesn't hold a knife to the NVIDIA card. I'm just saying.
Nice.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. He stabbed the guy 11 times after he was dead.
Yes.
That means he killed him, and the typical clip holds like 10 bullets.
Right.
He had to reload his knife and shoot him one more time.
Exactly.
Jesus, man. Come
No,
on,
what
your
he did
shit.
is he overclocked that knife. Is what So
If he'd gotten the other graphics card, it'd been fine.
yeah, exactly. He had to overclock it. So John Curry, is that
Gross. It's gross
It's
is what it is.
it
Yeah.
is gross.
I don't know, man.
News or not news?
Let's just say
though?
no so we forget about it.
We want to forget about it. I
Move on with our
kind of,
lives.
I do want to block it out myself. I think it is pretty horrifying.
But let's be real. We've all gotten enraged enough over the stupidest thing. Like, I will commit murder right now because this fucking toothpick will not get this piece of popcorn out of my mouth. You know, whatever. So.
Well, here's the thing that enrages me the most.
Uh-oh. You already pushed the button. This is going to be good.
Yeah, I couldn't help myself. I'm hoping to God that there is a man in the NBA right now who is trolling the world. It would make me so happy because right now, Kyrie Irving, who is the point guard for the Cleveland Cavaliers, which is a horrible name to have to say, Cleveland Cavaliers. He did a press conference and was talking, I think, while he was on a plane and said, P.S. I genuinely believe that the world is flat.
Like a disc or what does he think it is?
That's it's flat. Yeah, it is a. I assume it is still a circle, right? It's not some type of like dodecahedron, but
he
flattened
did this
out.
on a plane?
Yeah, you think
You can literally see that the world is not flat when you're on a plane.
right? Well, it's a little bumpy, is what he's. I guess.
A little bump. You can see the. Okay, breathe. I'm okay. I'm okay.
So it's just a conspiracy that everybody, that they're trying to make us believe that the world is circular, and that the world is actually flat. Which here's the piece that amazes me, right? Is that we can't even get people to to get together and like go, hey, do we want to get rid of like these nuclear weapons that destroy things? We're like, I don't know. Do we want to lie to the public as a world about the world being flat? No. Let's say it's round. Everyone agree.
Sounds good.
United
Sounds good.
Nations.
Yep.
Yeah. Trade agreements.
It's flat.
Yeah. It's like it's never somehow gotten out except for this like these like very small websites on the internet that know that it's definitely flat. Everybody else, we're all duped by the conspiracy that is every picture ever taken of the Earth from not on the Earth.
Well,
And
the
then
moon landing was a conspiracy also.
It was a conspiracy. Anybody's that's been at the top of Everest, they probably like photoshopped that to show, I don't know, space and the curvature of the Earth.
Well, if you're on top of Everest, the next mountain is about as tall as Everest, just a little bit shorter. So I'm cold and that's tall. I want to go home. I want to go home.
The guys that have like put like GoPros on like weather balloons and like put them up into like lower space or upper atmosphere, and you can see the round Earth. They're in on it. All of YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Everything. Yep. I don't understand how it's possible to get to this conclusion.
Maybe it was a metaphor. Maybe he didn't mean it like that.
Maybe.
You're giving that guy a lot of credit.
My questions are...
You're a nice guy, John.
Yeah. The questions I have are, where does it start? Because there should be a place selling t-shirts. Right there, like, welcome to the start of the Earth. Past this, death. Like,
yep.
You would go there and look over.
No, you fall off, and then you just land on the other side, which is hell.
Right. Like, just talk to a pilot.
Maybe he thinks it's like a Mobius strip, so it's like flat, but it's infinite
keep walking.
or something.
That is the most self-centered worldview ever.
Anyhow, flat Earth. I also like to wonder. I wonder if, like, when you look at the other planets, which you can see rotating, you just get a telescope. You can look at them, right? You see that they're round, and then you see the other side of them. So they're never a line. So they have to be a sphere, right? So are we the only flat one? Like,
Right.
all
We are
them
the only
right.
coin floating in space.
Right. It's so weird. Is this news or not?
Unfortunately, yes. He should issue an apology or whatever.
An apology. Womp, 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 womp.
Well played, Yankari. Well played.
So let's get back to what's really important,
Yes.
Oh, God.
which is Turtle Recall.
Please.
First of all, can I ask you, how did you come across the name Turtle Recall?
We were just kicking around names. It was either that or the Van Handels is what it came down to.
Was it like you were watching Total Recall and then you pulled up the little thing from YouTube where the kid's like, I like turtles. And you were like, this is it.
Sort of.
Yeah.
But that was one of the names we were kicking around, and then that movie came on like the next day or something. We were
Okay.
all together watching it, and it was just like too much to
You were like, this is
Yeah.
a sign.
yeah.
So we have a song from you, which I believe you said is called DC Tour Company, right? And this is actually the new single that's being released at the Black Cat on March 3rd.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
But we actually have it before that.
That's confusing.
I know.
How did that happen?
Is this like a world premiere?
It's a flat world premiere. It's like,
Flat world premiere. So what I'd like to do, usually what we have is Engineer Adam will set up the ghost of Engineer Adam.
Yeah, but he did.
We'll,
I died.
we'll
He's
make
dead.
a sample of our song.
I think he
and
got
we'll-
caught in a chimney somewhere. I'm
And
not
he's
sure.
he is dead in a chimney, so he wasn't able to do that. So
Actually, we stabbed him 11 times.
So in post-production, what I'd like to do is actually add just a clip of your song here. If you want to hear the entire song, go to the 1 hour mark. You can listen to the whole thing. But here's just a sample of Turtle Recall, DC Tour Company.
I really hope we forget to add that in post.
It's just three weird guys in a basement
Making faces the whole time.
looking at each other. Now, I have no idea what the clip is going to entail, but I have to say there's one particular lyric that I think is hilarious. I heard it when I listened to it when you sent it over. And it's great because it's so awkward, but it's a lyric about being awkward, and then it's shoved in a great awkward way. And that is, you have these two friends, right? At the beginning of the song or the end of the first verse. What's that lyric at? It's you have two cool friends, I think it is, and one of them has non-prescription glasses,
Oh, okay.
Right?
I know what you're talking about.
and so I hope we've played that. But that when that hit, I thought it was so great, and so again, if you guys forward to the end of the show at the 1 hour mark, you can listen to the whole thing. But that was my personal favorite. Do you have a friend who has non-prescription glasses?
Not really. I think it's just like people partying and like wearing weird glasses and, you know.
I get it though. Like somebody
Kanye
who's-
does what Kanye does.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
But it's those people that are like, I look cooler with the glasses on, but I don't need them, so I'll just get flat glasses.
I can't see a goddamn thing in these, but man, I look good.
Exactly. So this is great though. I really like the style you guys. A lot of energy. It's fun. It's kind of quirky that way. Where there's a pop element where it's catchy and you can kind of sing along to it, but there's also this kind of like with that lyric, these moments where it's quirky and it doesn't. It purposefully doesn't fit, right? Where something's just a little off because you're like, deal with it. And that's fun, right? Is that on
sure.
purpose? I mean, you guys are,
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you think this is weird, you should hear some of our other work. But yeah.
you've mellowed out over time.
Yeah. This is this one's actually pretty straightforward, I think.
I bet you guys are great. Put on a great show live, don't you?
Thank you.
You guys are really
hoping
entertaining,
that
aren't
we
you?
do.
Yeah. Do you guys like throw little people into the audience during the show? If not, may
How
I
little?
suggest that you throw
How
little
little?
people. As small as you can find. Yeah, I would absolutely like voodoo dolls.
This one fits in a shoe.
Yay! Into the audience you go.
That's a 3-year-old. Oh, that didn't end well.
Usually some of the audience members are falling down on their own and stuff. So it's
So it'd be like bowling.
yeah.
Here's
Exactly.
what it would be like.
Right.
So speaking of the history of your band, we have a little section that we like to do called a Week in History. And this is where we put on our teacher hats and we
Yay!
looked through history for some of the things that happened in this week, loosely this week, in history. So feel free to chime in on anything that you find particularly interesting. You don't have to judge these because they actually did happen in history. We don't. So
They made the news.
this is one of my favorite ones of the week, and that is in 1839, Congress officially forbids dueling in Washington, D.C.
Like take 3 steps and turn around and
Yeah.
shoot a bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Before that, you could just be upset with someone and be like, we're shooting each other.
Outside, noon.
Let's do it. But in DC, like, it's so interesting that it had to be like, Congress is like, whoa, stop fucking shooting each other. Like, that's like seatbelt laws that we have now. Have you noticed that, like, on seatbelt law now, they're like, click it or ticket. If you don't put on your seatbelt, we'll give you a ticket. And I'm like, or you'll fly through the windshield and die. How is that not enough? Why do we need a law? It should be like, if you put this on, you won't die as much. And you're like, I'm in, right?
I just let the crowd, the herd thin a little bit. You know, not wearing your seatbelt. Well,
Because like
Tough luck.
you shouldn't have to make a no dueling law, right? Because you should be like, they'd be like, I challenge you to a duel. And you'd be like, no, thank you.
well, that's not an honorable thing to do. It's like, yeah, but I'm gonna live.
Right. I'm alive, bitches.
Like, I think, what year did they go back to in Back to the Future?
I don't know.
55?
Was it?
1855?
No, you're talking about in the Wild
Oh, you mean
West.
3?
When
Yeah.
he goes to the West.
Oh,
yeah,
hell,
yeah.
I don't know anything about 3.
Oh, dude.
No.
But because McFly wears that metal plate
Right.
that blocks the bullet, I was thinking, well,
That
he
was probably
completely negated any effectiveness of the duel with that.
that was probably
so.
1838, and then Congress was
Right.
like, "This isn't working anymore,
what I'm
people.
wondering.
There are people from the future who can stop bullets.
Yep.
They're
Yep.
going to kill us all."
Using the power of metal.
I never thought they walked. The paces were always too few. I think they should get farther away, and like at least leave it to chance that maybe you both live.
Right. Well, the problem was
We're out of
that-
bullets.
Well,
that
one of you
back-
has to die.
Yeah. The problem was
Who's
is back-
right?
Back then, they didn't need to go that far because pistols were just shit. Like, the 10 paces, you were like, bang! I don't know where that went.
Sorry up there.
Right. Because you didn't like have rifling and stuff. And so it just was like, bang, just shot off in some direction.
Right. The end of your pistol looks like a trumpet.
Yeah. It really just, you wanted, at that point, if you'd gone further, everyone would live. It would just be firing off fireworks sounds. Like, bang, bang. All right, everybody. Good job. We had a duel.
Which one of us is right? I'm going home.
Yeah. So
That's when you whip out a cane and beat somebody, you know?
how about you? What do you got, Victor?
Let's see. On February 21st, 1848, the Communist Manifesto was published, not by Karl Marx, but by a bunch of chuds known as the Communist League. He didn't publish it.
Well,
they did.
Well, of course, it's communism, right? So if he had said, like,
Yeah.
I made this, they'd be like, you did that wrong.
made this.
We were supposed to all work on that together. And then we're supposed to share it.
Well, so far it's been a really influential book, and
Yeah.
sadly, the guy has been spot the fuck on about everything that happens. He went step by step about what would happen in a capitalist society,
Right.
And everything that he's just like, yeah, this lot is the next logical procession, and we're there, yeah.
Yeah, but
We're
we
like
could
on schedule too.
we could say the same thing about communism. We could just be like, good on paper. Here's the thing. You all become a bunch of chuds. And then they're like, you got us.
Yep.
The problem is if you put anything into practice, a bunch of people go, I bet I could get around that. That's what we do. We're just dicks. Everyone's just a big bag of dicks. And so you go like, hey, everybody, let's share everything. And you go, oh, that's great. We should share everything except for me. I want it all. And it's like, no, we're all sharing. Yeah, you should all share. And then I'll take some more
Yep.
so that I have more sharing than you.
Did you say dibs? Because I'm pretty sure I didn't hear you say
Right.
dibs.
It's the person who gets up and is like, I need my seat back. You didn't say fives. And like, I don't care. I'm sitting back down.
No takesy backsies.
Like, there are rules. I don't care. Fuck your rules. I'm sitting down on you. That's how it works for everything.
Well, I got another one for you.
Yeah.
In 1952,
Ooh, moving forward.
a Olympic figure skater takes his second gold,
That's great.
which is not really that remarkable,
It's good.
except that his name was Dick Button. That is interesting solely because his name is Dick Button.
Did Mr. and Mrs. Button not see that coming?
I dubbed thee Richard.
Right.
Dick for short.
Right. His dad, Urethra Button, was like, no, this is going to be better. Trust me. Right.
Oh, wow. Yep.
Trust me, Boob Button.
Boob Button.
Yeah. I don't even know. How do you make that name worse? You could have picked any other name and it would have been better than Dick Button.
His middle name is Skin.
Disgusting. Maybe it's Bhutan.
Was he one of the ones?
Dick Bouton.
Dick Bouton. Richard Bouton.
What do you got for
I believe he
history?
made movies later, didn't he? Isn't that who it is?
Yes, yes.
I think so.
He went,
Same guy.
He went by Push My on
Dick
Push
Burton.
My Baton.
Dick Burton. Dick Button. He changed it slightly, and then he got really famous
There we go.
for Nightmare Before Christmas.
What?
What? All right. So this one I like also a whole lot. Do you remember Duck and Cover? You familiar? They were like, oh my
Sure.
God, there's a
Duck in cover.
there's a turtle, I think is what you said in a previous show.
Yep. If you recall.
So essentially what we had, you have air raid sirens and things like that whenever there's like a bombing raid, things like
Right.
that. Well, we had the emergency broadcasting system in the US. And, right. And so every
I'm not
TV,
gonna
every
make that
radio
sound
station, all this stuff, all these things fired up to let you know, oh my God, something horrible is happening. You need
Get under your kitchen table.
Right. So that fired off in 1971 by accident. which
Just kidding.
set the world record for number of people pooping their pants at once.
Right.
When it said, oh, there's a nuclear weapon coming right towards you. And like,
Shit.
poop right now.
Yep, did it.
I just shat all over myself. And they're like,
First you say it, then you do it.
and then they were like, just kidding. They're like, fuck. Do you think there were
Glad I
people-
wore my brown pants.
Like, do you know there was like one guy who was like, Sarah, I mean, we're going to die anyway, right? So let's do it. And then they were like, yeah, you know what? We're all dying. Let's just fuck. Let's do this. And then they like, and they were like, this was a joke. We did this by accident. And Sarah's like, oh.
Wow, that was really terrible sex. Is it in?
Right.
I'm done.
Right.
Remember that new Indiana Jones movie when he survived a nuclear blast in a refrigerator?
Right. That's
Yeah.
realistic.
Oh, sure. That happens all the time.
God.
No, what there would be is
lead line refrigerators.
yeah. No, what there would be is a refrigerator shadow where the refrigerator once was.
Or like it gets launched out of the town and like flies like a mile bouncing along the way. There would just be a Jackson Pollock of a person inside that refrigerator.
I just like in Terminator, like entire buildings are gone. Like every time they show everything's decimated, but oh yeah, there'd be a refrigerator there.
Right. The guy in the chimney is still perfectly fine.
He's great. Yeah, he's fine.
well, he's got piss all over his face.
There's the two of them fucking in a
Well, if he
fridge.
shits his pants, then
Right.
it just goes. It comes back onto him.
Sarah, how was it for you? It would have been better if we hadn't been shitting at the time. It was
God.
honestly not the best sex I've had. If we could, that was the problem. I'll be honest.
Well, I got one.
Yeah.
In 1985, Ireland allows the sale of contraceptives.
Before that, you had to smuggle them.
Before that, they were
You had to
illegal to sell in
could-
Ireland.
You had to make them yourself.
In 1985.
Come here, sheep.
Yeah, right? It took until 1985 and then be like, I guess condoms are okay. Which I assume is why they call them Irish twins, because you were just pregnant every 9 months.
All of the time.
All of it.
I wonder, like, did they come up with other contraceptions during that time? Because, like, science, we had some science at that point, 85, right? We were doing pretty good, but maybe not to the level that we are at now. So were there a lot of, like, just stand on your head, we're going to be all right? Like, what were the things that they were trying? I'd be curious to know that.
Well, it was the influence of the Catholic Church
Uh-huh.
that kept contraceptives illegal.
Right.
So they finally separated church and state a little bit and decided we don't want so many Irish people running around. Too many drunks in 30 years.
Right. We're hurting the women by putting potatoes on our dicks.
This really improved the Irish goodbye, though. I mean, it never came into its own until this.
Yeah.
Until this was enacted.
That's very true. I'm out. That's where it probably came from.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
last but not least, Two men in 1988 began a horseback journey from the southern tip of South America to the Arctic Circle. They completed the voyage in September of 1993. That is a 5.5 year horseback ride.
That's a really tired horse.
I know. You think they got to like the Arctic Circle and they're like, oh, great job, everybody. High fives. And then somebody pulled up in a car and they're like, what the fuck is that? Where did you get that?
Didn't see a single one of those traversing 2 continents.
Holy shit. We could have taken there's Uber.
The horse is sitting there on its ass, flipping them the bird.
Right.
You guys suck.
It's just like, why would you do that?
Oh man, the taint pain.
Saddle
you guys have been on
sores.
horses, but it's rough on your body.
Do you think there were people, have you ever seen the Tour de France where people are like on either side of the road, like cheering them on?
Right.
Do you think there are people like, as these guys are going by, like, with signs that say planes? Like there are things
Try it.
called planes. You don't have to do this. Like,
Wow. 5.5 years on horseback?
yeah. What actually happened is it wasn't meant to be that long of a ride,
I just felt like running.
but they got lost and refused to ask for directions. And so they were like, is this Venezuela? Are we at Venezuela yet? And
This is Canada, buddy.
is that close to Venezuela?
No,
Yeah.
keep heading north.
And that guy's like, keep going up that way. It's
There's
getting colder.
Right, there's a town in the Arctic Circle called Venezuela.
Right.
It's like in New York, there's a Jamaica, New York, a Rome, New York,
Right.
Pompeii.
They got that one guy like who's like in Chile, and they were like, we're trying to get to Panama, and they're like, Panama, Canada? And they're like, sure, whatever. And that's where it went from there. They just had to keep going.
There you go.
Damn
Wow.
flat world.
I feel like we're there. I mean, the guy said we're in Panama, but the guy in Chile said we got to keep going.
Yeah.
Who do we believe?
Oh, I do like the people in Chile. They're awfully friendly. And I do like chili. It's
Just feel like
delicious.
maybe they just couldn't afford a car.
Right. They were looking for a car the whole way.
Right.
Do you have something like $300?
Can I trade this horse for a car?
No.
Okay.
Keep going. We'll find one eventually.
Reminds me that there's a picture of this plane flying over the beach, like a little biplane, a small plane.
Right.
And it's dragging one of those banners. It just says, "Where's your plane, peasants?" You're like, "Aw, he's right." Fuck.
They went all the way to Arctic Circle. What they were looking for is rains. Like that's
Right.
Slow down, horse. Just stop for a second. We're trying to.
Nope.
Nope.
And
how
I'm
do
a
we
horse.
control this horse? I guess we're just going to the Arctic
Fucking
Circle.
peasants riding horses.
So that is this week in history.
Keith, do me a favor.
Yeah, what's
Push
that?
the button just one more time.
One more time?
I just like it.
It makes me so happy. So, in a fit of irony, I would like to share one more thing. By the way, in 1918, New Jersey enacted a law requiring all able-bodied males to be employed in some useful occupation. It's called the anti-loafing law.
What?
Yeah,
That's literally what they call it?
yeah, that's the thing. The reason it's ironic is because I was lazy and didn't tell you this last week. That was
Zing.
it was supposed to be part of last week's show, and I
Wow.
violated the law. I think
What
by not
state?
telling you. New Jersey.
You're safe, man. You're good.
You think I'm good?
You're good.
I think this entire show is against that law.
Yeah.
So without further ado, we would like to lavish attention onto John Curry.
Please, God.
For the,
Are you ready, young Curry?
yes.
I'm ready.
We have a very important question, and that is, what is your favorite Indian food, John Curry?
My favorite Indian food?
Yes.
It's not American Indian fry bread. I can tell
No,
you that
no.
because it's not very tasty.
But just tell me, John Curry, what is your favorite Indian food?
Is this a set? I don't eat a lot of Indian food. I
No,
don't know.
you
But
don't have a particular one. That,
No, I don't eat it often enough to know anything. I've had it a couple times.
you don't
I
think
like
there's
it,
one
but
that would maybe like?
John Curry, is there
Lead
any
me.
Thai food that you prefer?
Lead
Yeah,
me.
is there a Thai food perhaps that you like?
I don't like peanuts.
No, okay, but there's
So
no.
you don't like
I like spicy shit though.
you don't
But if I
like
were to-
curry? Is that what you're saying? You're
Well, I
not
thought you
into
were looking for
Penang
more of a
curry?
specific curry. Yeah. I like Penang curry. Yeah.
That took too long.
that look you had in your eye was like, oh, fucking Keith is going off again.
Oh,
Scaring me. You're scaring the children.
so to remind everyone, we are here. We've brought you here this week to speak to John Curry of Turtle Recall and beseech you to go see their their album release. What recording release? Is that what what
They call it a record release.
Record release of their new single, which is DC Tour Company. It's going to be at the Black Cat down in Washington, D.C. Great club if you've never been there, by the way.
I have not, actually.
Go check it out. You should. It is one of the premier clubs in the entire area. And so you guys are going to be playing there March 3rd, which is this coming Friday. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So everybody should go down and head down and see that. Do people need to go anywhere to get tickets, or can they just show up and grab tickets?
They can go. They can probably show up and grab tickets, but you can go to the Black Cat website and buy tickets ahead of time.
We have no idea what that is, do we? Blackcat.com, maybe?
That's definitely not it.
Dot
Black
net?
Cat DC, probably.
Black Cat DC. Just look up the Black
Yeah,
Cat.
just goggle it. You'll find it.
We're not going to do the work for you, people.
It's not hard to find. It's
Yeah.
a flat world. Everything's right here in front of you.
just look far enough out and you can see everything. It is
Right,
like
right.
the Great Plains.
Well, the pollution hinders that a little bit, but
just in Beijing. Just that's the only place you can't see the edge of the world. So we played the tune, a little bit of it earlier. We also, obviously, if you fast forward to the 1 hour mark of the show, you can listen to the whole song, come back. Don't forget where you were, because you don't want to have to listen to all of this a second time.
50 minutes and 46 seconds. Go, 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 go.
So what we're going to do is a little bit that we like to call the five senses. If you've listened to one of the previous shows, it's quite simple. We believe that scientifically speaking, memories are attached to your senses. And we've seen research on that. So we're going to go through each of those and try and find a compelling memory that you have, something that was great or horrible or otherwise memorable for each of your senses. So let's start with sight. What is your memory for sight?
Oh man. I think just being on stage and playing a lot of these cover shows, the bar shows, just people getting crazy out there. Like pratfall. I mean, it almost seems like made up at times. Whether they're our friends or randos, just falling, maybe taking out the speaker or just cutting up in general.
White girl wasted, huh?
Yeah.
It's the best when it's someone you don't know, right? Because then you're like, okay, this is it. We've reached that level where if your friends are being goof offs, you're like, oh, they're just doing it like to fuck with me. And then some random person does it and you're like, we got you. We totally did.
Yeah, and you can sort of see the progression and it's a good time.
Just looking out into the audience is a pretty good like visual.
It's not
That's
bad.
a great memory.
Yeah.
So,
But especially when it's particularly, tragic in a way. But yeah.
are they dancing? That doesn't even look like dancing.
Oh, he's not
That's
moving.
not the type of tragic I was thinking of. I was thinking like he hit that floor really hard.
Tunk.
That guy, he didn't get back up.
He just-
Next song, guys. Let's take the focus off of
Did
it.
he just fall into a chimney?
It made a really satisfying thunk, didn't it?
So speaking of satisfying thunks, what is a memory that has to do with hearing?
That's a good segue.
Yeah, right? I'm impressed with your transitions. Thank you.
Thank you. I've been practicing. Parkour!
So one time we played Howard Theater with
Seriously?
White
Okay.
Ford Bronco. And
Yeah.
we were opening for them. And
Those guys are great, by the way.
They had packed the place.
Yeah.
And so it was that stereotypical, the stage lights are really low and it's just like you see the silhouettes of the musicians going out, but like I was one of those people. And so like when we walked out and I heard that roar, like that mild roar / din of the crowd and like they started to get excited I just remember getting so nervous and just, my whole mouth went dry. And
because there's a weird time. People don't know this when you're a performer. There's a period between, like when you're performing, when you're actually like playing the song, you're good, right? Because you're
For
like,
sure.
you're doing your thing, you're comfortable. But the time where you're going onto the stage and picking up because now you're like, I'm not ready, right? And you have to put it on and they're like,
How do I
Right.
use this?
are we going to get the first note right? Like that period is really nerve wracking.
yeah.
Like getting onto the stage and getting ready. First note, then you're good. And people don't really realize that, I don't
What
think.
if we all started at
But
different
that's
moments?
like me all day in the lead up to the
Oh,
show.
are you?
I'm just an insane person. And then as soon as I get up there, totally fine.
Yeah.
You would never know.
Right.
But man, I'm just a
But
wreck
you're like,
all day.
I can't eat lunch. I will throw up.
Jeez.
Basically, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, White Ford Broncos, they pulling some crowds.
They have
You
some
have-
cultish
I know.
fans.
Tell
yeah?
them to
Oh,
come
yeah.
be on our podcast. You know them, right?
I can get a word in
I
for
need you to,
Yeah,
to tell them
sure.
that we said their name and that we like them and that we
said it twice.
we said it at least 3 times.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
White Ford Bronco. All right. So, scientifically speaking, the sense that is most coupled with a memory is the sense of smell. What is your strongest memory when it comes to smell? Something horrible smelling, delicious smelling.
It's probably not good.
That often happens, especially on tour.
I apologize if it's me right now.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
Had a lot of beer.
We're a solid 4 feet apart. Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet.
You smell like
I'm gonna go
pumpernickel.
with
Fresh pumpernickel.
Delightful.
I love pumpernickel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with one time we had a gig at Kelly's Irish Times in the basement,
Okay, I can see where this might be going on.
and I had this old keyboard back then that was like kind of big and had too much exposed surface area, I guess, and there was some brown liquid dripping from the ceiling onto it.
From the ceiling? How did it get up there?
Well, we were in the basement, and so who knows what it was.
You think it made it through a layer?
I don't even know, but it didn't smell good. So
it was like a beer stalagmite that was like, or
It's
stalactite.
coming from the ceiling.
Yeah.
I don't think that's beer, buddy.
No, you don't think
There are
so?
bathrooms upstairs.
That's maybe so. That's pretty bad.
But it wasn't pleasant.
I thought you were
And
just gonna go.
That's the last gig you played with that keyboard.
I thought you were just gonna go with the general like stench of beer and vomit
That was way worse.
that goes into every basement like club.
No, I like moved the thing back, and I could see it running down like tape that had been put up there to like prevent this, and it just
And it came right at you.
yeah, sure.
It actually it was sentient, wasn't it? It was like, I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
Something out of the abyss. It's just
I love keyboards.
yes. That guy. I'm gonna ruin that guy's night right now. Jan Curry.
Yeah, I think for me, when I visited New Orleans the next morning, when you walk the streets, it's a similar smell.
I went to college down there.
Yeah.
Joy of
so-
Bourbon Street.
Yeah, but sometimes you just open your front door down there, and it's just the wind's blowing the wrong way. and
Right.
you may as well be in Kelly's basement. So.
Exactly. It's a horrifying smell. They actually like around noon, start just like taking fire hoses to everything to try and like
To that business guy
scrape
who
it up.
passed out in his own vomit in
Yeah,
the street
oh,
on Bourbon Street.
Try and solve that. So I think your smell not unlike a lot of other people's smells when it comes to memory. How about taste? What memory do you have with taste?
Probably just the pre-show whiskey or like that post-show grub when you haven't been able to eat all day
Yeah.
because you were so nervous or whatever, and then you get that burger with the fried egg and jalapenos from Winkies.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll smell what you're stepping in.
My favorite
All right.
was like when we were on tour, we would go to like all night diners.
Oh yeah, Bobanitas, and we go there all the time.
Yeah,
so
where they
it's great.
like list as their vegetables starches. Like they're just like it's like under vegetables like toast, and rice, and you're like, that's okay, that's fine, that's close enough.
It was a plant.
It came from something that was actually like growing out of the earth.
But yeah, dude, that after show meal, so good. The only problem was the band that I was in, we didn't like each other much. So after show, we don't want to talk to each other. We just want to go home. I don't want to eat. I don't want to hang out with any of you people.
Right? Do I still have to be here? No. Am I being detained?
Right? Am I free to leave?
All right. So last but not least, I believe
Tactile.
tactile. Yes, the sense of touch. What's your favorite memory of that? Is it a negative or a positive or?
Well, I mean, I could probably think of some positives, but I think the negative one I have in mind is more interesting.
I'm in.
I'm gonna go with the sting of the airbag from a car crash I was in after a gig, after covering blurred lines is what I blame it on. You should never cover blurred lines.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
I
I think
find
so.
that I realize that was probably traumatic for you, but I find that funny and ironic.
It was the you feel like because of body autonomy, they had to teach you a lesson. They're like, oh, you're going to be a little rapey? Okay, no problem. We're going to smash you into
Clack,
things.
crunch, pow, poof, pow.
This is what it feels like. Like, that is a really shocking feeling, isn't it?
Oh man, yeah.
Oh my God, we're running out of time. All right, you know what? Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Again, everybody, do not forget, Turtle Recall is March 3rd. They're doing their record release at the Black Hat in Washington, D.C. We also have Vim and Vigor, our friends from a few shows ago. They're March 4th at Jam and Java in Vienna at the Battle of Ants finales. Go take care of them. Vote for them. Join the AWH mob Like us, follow us, retweet us, and share us, and the show on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and we will mention you on this show. Next week, we have a close personal friend and supporter of the show, the Yellow Tie Guy. That's a real name. That's a guy who wears a yellow tie.
All right.
If you enjoyed the show, please email us at contact@anotherwastedhour.com. If we offended you, then Trump will lose all trust in you and fire you. Thanks to Kevin Evinger and all the rest for all of their contributions. Thanks to Victor and most of all Turtle Recall for wasting a perfectly good hour with us. This has been another wasted hour, and if you just realized that now, don't blame us. We warned you.
Danger zone.